It's that magic time of the week. We're here for another episode of Lyles Movie Files. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lyles. Joining me for this big extravaganza is little brother Jace, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. Bro, how are you? Happy birthday once again.
I'm doing well. I had a good birthday present, so I'm doing very well, sir.
Outstanding. All right, well let's queue up the next member of our four-man team today. Gunner's running late, but Chief, how's everything on your end, man?
Like I was telling the fellas earlier, great, fantastic, couldn't be better.
I don't think that's what you told us, actually. But that's cool.
Gotta make it good for the fans out there.
There you go. And Jovon King, what's up with you, man?
Man, what is up, everybody? I'm feeling love. To my man Jason, we've known each other longer than most people have been alive. So, big ups, man. Love you, bro. You're one of the good ones. You're old. You're older than me now. What else can I say, man? It's been a hell of a ride. Here's to 100 more years, man.
I'll take 100 more years and actually being able to remember it's 100 years.
We're Highlanders. You have to cut our heads off us to die.
Jovon has been playing catch up on one of the shows that we regularly watch. And Jovon talked to me earlier. He said he binged the last 5 episodes of Supergirl. Jovon, I know you have questions, so let's just cue everything up. Tell us when the last time you watched Supergirl before this marathon session you did, and let's just knock out the questions you've got about this show, including Monday's episode.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. The last time I watched Supergirl was during its inaugural season on CBS, and I thought there was promise there when I first started watching, but I wasn't really into it. It didn't grab me, right? So I watched the 2 episodes, and then I kind of moved on after that. And I kept saying, oh, I'll watch at the end of the season, I'll TiVo or whatever. I never did that, and then it moved to CW, and then I never caught back up. But I felt like in order to honor the show, I should catch up on the shows that we most frequently discuss on the podcast. So I watched Monday's episode along with the past 5, and the running theme for me for each episode was, what the hell is going on? Is this a Supergirl made-for-TV show? Is it a musical? Like I felt like this should be like an off-Broadway show of interpretation of a Supergirl comic series, right? It's really bizarre, and it's like whoever's writing this show has deviated. I mean, the source material is Supergirl. She's Kyle's cousin, She's Superman's cousin. She has the same skill set as Superman. Why is she being bested by idiots? Why is she being bested by people who, or supposed villains that don't have a sword in play with her? I just don't get why I understand why they have to kind of do it, because for what it's worth, when you have an invincible character, you have an invincible hero, you kind of have a hard time creating the villains, creating the drama. But it's Supergirl. Stop messing around. What are you doing? The thing about the last 6 episodes I watched is that nothing was memorable. Nothing. If you would have asked me right now what happened in the one where, God, I'm trying to think, I forget who the stupid bad woman was, I wouldn't even know.
Rain?
I wouldn't even know.
The Rain story, and the character the lady who's played Rain, her character has been developed very well. And it's those filler throwaway episodes that really can distract you from actually enjoying the show. Like the Toyman episode after they came back from break was like, what is Supergirl dealing with these? Like, you have a whole police force. There's nothing phenomenal about what's going on here.
Jason, you took words out of it. There was nothing Supergirl could have done with that. Hey, a task force of detectives could have taken this dumbass out. What was the point in this? What was the point? It was a
Nothing.
total
There was
waste.
no point. I mean, other than to say Supergirl did something. It's like, you could actually, like, I think Jeff mentioned last week, it's like, that would have been an episode to highlight, like, kind of how Scrubs used to do. It's like, hey, I'm the main character of the show, but let some of my supporting cast have an episode. Like, that was an easy throwaway episode to let the people without powers do something. Like, Supergirl didn't need to go in there at all. Like, but to have Mon-El do a cape trick, it's like, really?
That was this week.
Oh, no. Mon-El did it this week, last week, so he could show Supergirl how to do it.
Yeah, we're going to go all into the Cape episode. Let's just catch Jovon up on everything. Chief, what do you think about everything that's gone so far in Supergirl, and help Jovon out a little?
I know Supergirl has become it's almost cartoonish to me. It's kind of Supergirl's. It's and I realize everybody this is superhero show, but it's lost like realism and credibility to a degree on things that goes on in Supergirl. As you're watching, the villains to me don't even match up to Supergirl. She's spending the episode fighting somebody, like fighting a lot of people that you think, oh well, your super speed should have took care of that,
Right.
Or, you could have flew around and hit the person from the other side, or just things of that nature. Like a lot of these villains. For example, if you have a villain, and I'm not even talking about these other Death World or World Killers or whatever they may be. I'm just talking about a regular villain who may shoot sound from her mouth or hands or whatever. Got the sound waves coming at her. Now, other than the sound waves, that's that person's power. So you dodge the sound waves, come up, slap her in the back of the head, they're down. Like, that shouldn't be an episode, though.
Nope.
That you know what I mean? There should be, for Supergirl, there should be stronger enemies. It comes to mind when you watch, I don't know if it was the beginning of Justice League or I think it was Justice League. Wonder Woman goes into the bank to stop those dudes.
Yeah, Justice League.
Right. Yeah, so she goes in the bank to stop those dudes. It was an easy fight for her. You know what I mean? She wasn't in there like, how am I going to defeat these guys?
No.
You know what I mean?
It's a cakewalk. It should be a cakewalk, and it should be portrayed as such.
What
Exactly.
other questions
That's all,
do you?
yeah.
So what other questions do you got, Jovon?
Why is it so dumb? Why is it so dumb? I mean, Jeff, look, the introductory characters that don't matter, I get all of that, because some of our favorite shows that deal in the action genre, be it cop shows, be it zombie dead shows, be it superhero shows, whatever, they're going to introduce characters that serve no purpose. They're going to introduce baddies that are kind of episode fillers. Mm-hmm. So after 50 minutes, we can wrap this up in a neat little bow. Sometimes you don't really need that. The audience is smart enough to follow a storyline. Give us that much, you know. I think that writers kind of forget that and forego that. And I think also with the demands of network TV, a 16 to 24 episode season may be a little bit too much to bear. I like when shows have 12 to 16 episode runs and they can follow a narrative through the course of a season. That's where I think Supergirl should be, not just giving us episodes that don't matter and villains that have no bearing or characters that have no bearing on the story of Supergirl, because it's pointless and it's an insult. Like the whole teaching Supergirl the cape trick. I'm Supergirl! I'm Supergirl! You don't need to teach me anything, okay?
Okay.
Well,
at the very least, if she can't figure out how to beat this Rain person, it's like, in theory, Mon-El should have equal powers to her, or whatever, equal powers to her. So, hey, you, me, equals beating Rain. Like, I don't need to learn how to do a cape trick. You just follow in whenever I leave an opening. Like, this doesn't, I mean, This doesn't need to be Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi
Obi-Wan,
versus
yeah.
Dooku. Like this is how we like. Hey, you get the opening. We done. Wrap this up. Like
Jason, you nailed it. It's not one of those like you say with Obi-Wan and Anakin. You have a budding master who's still learning the Force and a Padawan versus a true master of the dark side of the Force, right? Of course he's supposed to son them both. Even though it's two of them, he's supposed to son them. You don't stand a chance here. But when you're Supergirl, it's like, look, unless you are of Kryptonian descent, unless you are as powerful or more so than I am, you're not a challenge.
Rain is supposed to be as strong or genetically altered to be stronger than her. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, it's two of you. Like, hey, or how about we call that guy Superman who's on, like, in Metropolis? Hey, we got a freaking issue. You mind helping us out? I mean, this is a person we're calling a world killer. We don't send a call? Like, hello? What? Just, hey, this dude is on Daxam 5. He ain't around. Like, just give me a throwaway line like that.
Well, that was kind of my question. What is he like? Is he on TDY or something? Is he on vacation? Is he on like work-related travel? Where is...
One of the big problems with Supergirl is she's hard to come up with villains that can give her a hard time. And when you come up with one, the second it becomes too hard a time, they've stumbled because they put, not superior, but they put A-list heroes alongside her in Martian Manhunter and Mon-El, and then, hey, let me pick up my phone or yell really loud so only my cousin Superman can hear. And then it just becomes this dumb thing of, why aren't you calling Superman? Why isn't Martian Manhunter more powerful? Like this episode, Cape episode, was finally the first time we saw Manhunter actually do something in a long time, where he didn't get punched one time and was down for 20 minutes. But I think a huge problem with the show is they really struggle coming up with credible villains. And I think they need to do more of the bad guys who Supergirl could beat, but she can't, like Cadmus or Morgan Edge or Lena Luthor, or what's the mom's name?
Lillian
Luthor. So like all those kind of characters play off her better because we all know she could beat them, but because they're kind of sleazy and know how to work and manipulate the system, they can get one over on Supergirl, and we have to wait till that eventual thing. Let's jump now on to Cape episode. What did you guys think about this one? Because I wrote a ton of notes on this one. All right, so we kick things off. Supergirl is in a photo booth fight with an alien at the alien bar, which I just didn't understand why that lasted more than one picture. She just punches her one time. I got that they were trying to be cute, but I'm like, guys, just stop, please. If Supergirl and an alien are fighting in a photo booth, the photo booth is destroyed. There's no picture coming out of it. I mean, maybe they use the same material as they use in the Supergirl cars. Maybe that's what happened.
The last line.
Right.
That's very generous.
So then we also had Mon-El devoting an entire episode teaching Supergirl how to use a cape as an offensive weapon. And I'm just thinking, Supergirl has beaten Superman without learning how to use a cape as a weapon. Why does she need to do this in this situation? It seemed like let's distract Supergirl and let's have some other people get a moment. But I think there are better ways. I mean, you could pull an arrow and just have Supergirl off camera with Mon-El, as opposed to some ridiculousness of, hey, I'll teach you how to use a cape. Then we find out, I think the best character on this season has been consistently Sam, and the second best character has been Lena, because their friendship, bond, connection has been developed. We care about them. Sam isn't the usual dumb, ridiculous supporting character here to cause all kinds of drama. She's got depth to her. I don't understand why she needs to have a nanny for her daughter, who is perfectly capable of running the house by herself, but okay. Then we've got Martian Manhunter's dad, who has prayers. that cause violent behavior. And apparently that's enough to trigger everyone's evil impulse, including Supergirl. And I thought this was so weird, and I was looking around because I wanted to see some review go, hey, Supergirl tried to change Mon-El because he was who he was, and she just decided, hey, you're a bad boy. I'm going to change you. And for some reason, this episode had to make this deal of Mon-El apologizing for being a jerk and all this other stuff. Supergirl chose him. He wasn't like tripping on her. She was like, oh, I'm so all in with you. And it's weird because Supergirl always kind of does this thing where she's rejecting the guy, and even though Mon-El is in an arranged marriage where there's just a fraction of the door open for them to get back together, she has to have the upper hand and go, well, Mon-El, we weren't that good together. We spent, I feel like 20 seasons with her grieving this relationship. And in one episode, oh, I'm over you. Same deal with James. I don't think this is working out. We're better as friends. I've complained 100 times that the CW writers on these superhero shows have no clue how to write real relationships. And this one was a classic example of they will spend 90 episodes to develop, play out a relationship, and end every connection to it, every strand on one conversation. It's so stupid. That's why I can't get invested in these things. And Supergirl what was it? She said Mon-El disrespected him at every turn. And I'm like, really? This was before you got with him. He wasn't cheating on you when he hooked up with Kat's secretary. He was being a swinging bachelor. You saw who he was, and you decided, I need to get with him. So that's all of my grievances right now with that. Chief, what did you think about all that stuff? Specifically the beef with Mon-El.
Listen, that Mon-El thing was, I didn't understand it either. I was just watching. I was saying to myself, she's got all this anger for the dude, and matter of fact, she's been angry at him the whole season. He's come back. She's, hey, it's been 3,000 years since I've seen you, something like that. She was angry at him for hooking up with the other girl. She was angry at him for leaving. Now she's angry at him for stuff that he did before they got together.
Right.
Whatever. Here's the thing. It's several problems, and here the cape was one of them. Because I'm thinking to myself, all this time, all she needed was to know how to throw her cape in order to beat the world killers. You know what I mean? So this was the secret that Supergirl was missing. You know what I mean? Like the police academy is now holding classes. Look, officers, we're going to teach you how to throw your hat instead of the gun. It will make for a more effective. It doesn't. You know what I mean? So now officers just throwing their hats like our job, taking out criminals. I don't know. So that was one. Two. So everybody in the building, Pops goes crazy. Everybody in the building is killing each other. Right?
Right.
Martian Manhunter is steadily just pleading with his Pops to put on the bracelet. Listen, right. Pops, I know everybody is killing each other around you, but I'm not going to just grab you and put this bracelet on. I am going to make sure that you understand why I'm trying to put on the bracelet. I'm not going to put it on you and save lives. I'm just going to go ahead and hopefully once you realize this, there'll still be people left. I mean, what the hell? I'm watching the scene and I'm like, yo, everybody's still dying. They're shooting bazookas in there, for God's sake. Like, so then the Martian man, he turns into his Martian form. Now, wasn't there an episode where these white Martians were really powerful where they killed out his race?
Yep.
Yes.
He beats the heck out of the white Martian. It was like a perfect. You know, you play a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? Perfect. He didn't even get hit.
Hey, Martian Manhunter had the cheat code today. That's all we had.
Dude, I was like, yo, the white Martian didn't even put up a fight. I was like, even if the people who wiped out your race, if they're that strong, how did you defeat this dude without even landing a punch on you? You just jumped through the wall, pop, pop, punched it through the window, and the thing was down. I'm like, come on. Why? Like, yo. Like, they're killing me. They damn it, there's comic book Wikipedia. You remember how the Blue Star earlier in the season?
Yes.
It was supposed to make her like 200 times more powerful. Now we get to it doesn't make her powerful, it makes her weaker for whatever reason. Martian Manhunter beats the white Martian instantly. He's like I said, people are dying. He's trying to reason with his father. Pops, listen, things are going on. You just, oh, I'm down. Oh God, somebody call my mother. I'm dying. Listen, Pops, you gotta put on this bracelet. You gotta do it. Oh God, he's dead. He's dead. Listen, your mind is going. And I'm just like, no, are you serious right now? Slap the bracelet on him, then talk. Then talk.
These are people who do not spank their kids, okay? They have to talk before action's taken, okay?
Oh,
listen,
man.
Hey. Okay. Like I said, I'm a bow out, let somebody else take the mic, but yeah. I mean, there's some issues with that. Go back and watch that scene. Watch everybody dying. And this dude just he's calmly talking. He's not even like, yo, you need to put this bracelet on, you're killing everybody. And then at the end, Pops is like, yeah, I'm sorry about earlier. You're sorry about earlier, dude, you killed half the staff. You know what I mean? They're like, no problem. You know what I mean? Who's gonna call Thomas's mother and tell him that he got killed at the office? Who's gonna make that call? Is Martian Manhunter's Top gonna make that call? Probably not. You know what I mean? He's just sitting there apologizing like nothing happened. Yeah, listen, it got a little crazy, everybody. I'm cool now. I know the disturbance was a little off. I know about 30 of us died, but listen. After this episode, we won't even remember those people. Listen, it's cool. I'm like, oh, all right. Hey, listen, all right, Jeff, I'm gone, man. Take it from me. I can't.
Wow. I need about 20 minutes to regain my composure.
Right.
Man. All right, before I get back to you, Jace. Gunner, what's up, man? We've been talking Supergirl. How's everything with you?
I can tell. Oh, man, I came in the middle of that, Joan. I'm like sitting here like, I missed the episode, but it sounds like I'm glad I missed it because it wasn't karaoke, but apparently there's some shenanigans that I guess I should watch for research's sake one day.
I think you
when
should.
It's on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you should. I think when you watch it, listen to this commentary track with Chief. That way you can fully appreciate it.
I just did. Yo, I busted out laughing.
Yeah, man.
I muted. I was like, oh, I didn't mute myself.
That was real. Okay, Jace, what did you think about this thing?
Okay, what Chief said was 100% accurate. And also what Jovon said. Like, Supergirl really needs to kind of figure out, like, the World Killer idea is a great idea. Like, you got 3 villains that she supposedly can tackle. So, basically, you can't have these 4 or 5 throwaway episodes where you're not dealing with that actual problem. Like, you and Mon-El and Brainiac should literally be doing nothing besides sitting behind a computer trying to find who this next person is.
Where's the Legion? Where's the Legion, by the way? Where are
Just-
they? Their entire purpose
Again.
is to stop this person from coming to their century. Oh, we
killing
decided to go.
the future.
I mean, what are y'all
Like,
doing?
You brought. I mean, Mon-El has no power other than this ring. So literally, all of the World Killer has to do is break that ring. He's useless. Brainiac, yeah, he couldn't figure out anything. Saturn Girl just has she just has telekinetic because, psychic powers like her real powers would just be, way too powerful, and we can't have that. So what is the whole purpose of these 3 Legionnaires? They're useless. Oh, yeah. Also, any arranged marriage. I'm sure that's not going to be a problem when we actually have to deal with somebody who's considered a world killer. I'm sure we don't have to deal with their touchy-feely bull crap when we really need to be worrying about dealing with these whole 3 world killers. But I'm going to come down a little bit. The Lena and Sam part was good. You could have basically had more of the episode be focused on that.
And Lena and James. I thought those scenes were really good. Like
I think one of the main problems with Supergirl is they focus on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like when they were focusing on Kara and Alex, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did that episode, that little throwback episode they did of that was good. But every time they do just their one-off episodes are just like, really? Like, can we get to the meat of this whole story? Like, I mean, like when this is on Netflix, you should literally be like, okay, skip episode. Let's go. Oh, this doesn't look like we're talking about world killers. Skip episode.
There's some issues. Did you have anything about the Mon-El, he needing to apologize for being a jerk pre-Kara?
Honestly, I would like to apologize to all my girlfriends before I actually started dating them. So that's pretty much what has to happen. Like, so I'm going to do that. But it was just like, you're ragging. I'm really supposed to be like, I give a crap. Like, so you wanted to bang me. It ain't me I wasn't trying to bang you. So why am I going to apologize for that? Like, you literally wouldn't have cared if I didn't have powers, quote unquote. You wouldn't have cared anything about me.
And she totally forced
why am I
him.
supposed to apologize for this?
She totally forced him to be a better dude. He was perfectly content being the frat boy, hanging out at bars, and she kept guilting him. You've got powers now. You're supposed to do this. She nagged at him to do something.
I'm sorry. But what were you doing the first 28 years of your life?
Yo, seriously, because she's totally the wrong person to say that. She only got involved and cared about people till her sister was about to get killed. Everybody else who's getting killed, shot, and stabbed, whatever national city, didn't matter. But yeah, when Mon-El comes and he wants to chill,
we got Superman for that.
Right.
We don't need Supergirl until
Mon-El was to chill for a month, and this Joker gets reamed out like, oh no, you gotta do this. You gotta be a hero like me. Their whole thing has always been terrible to me because it's terrible. Maybe now they'll swing into a comic book area and go Supergirl and Brainiac. Maybe. Just maybe.
That would be better.
Right. All right. So
not that Brainiac.
He sucks. Let's move on because I can just keep talking about this, and we don't need to spend an entire show with my issues on Supergirl. Last night we had Flash come back, and this was the big fallout. I finally watched the episode from 2 weeks ago, guys, where old boy Ralph decided to be an actual worthwhile character. In the same episode that became the case, he got killed off. It was weird watching this episode as Barry was grieving this character who I felt like I'd only seen for one episode, and then we had Citizen Cold, and I hate how the show continues to, or the whole Arrowverse uses these shortcuts as needed. Like, oh, there's no way we can find anything with Cold. Let's go to another Earth and get the guy who's like Captain Cold. Why don't they go to another Earth to find somebody who can stop DeVoe? I mean, why waste time stopping a something that doesn't even matter in the big picture. Hey, we need to go to another Earth and get a guy to help us stop one of DeVoe's plans. Why not just go to every Earth and why don't they just go to Earth S, call Supergirl, hey, we've got this guy who's got all these powers. Why not call everybody to stop DeVoe? Their random use of characters from other universes or other Earths is needed. It makes no sense.
They really could get a good
Jeff.
Want to go to get a good
Jeff.
DeVoe.
No, DeVoe's good. Like, but I haven't watched the episode. But why didn't Cisco just make the cold gun?
Apparently, Cisco did not have the time to make one. So they needed to find somebody who had possession of a cold gun. Now, they could have also gone to the Legends and said, hey, why don't you go in time and pluck out an old Captain Cold when he was with y'all, and we can use him, and he can go after DeVoe. It's just weird how they go. It makes no sense logically.
They did that last season. When they needed to get the thing for the Dominators. Like, they literally plucked Captain Cold, literally from a time zone, plopped him back where he needed to be.
Right. I mean, it's just like, if y'all are going to play that fast and loose with characters who are dead, characters on different Earths, why don't you get characters who can help you with the current situation?
Or they could have just stole the cold gun from one point in time.
I mean, they didn't even need to. It's just, I didn't understand that. But this was a really strong episode from the actors, because Grant Gustin, Candice Patton, Jesse Martin, they were great. I mean, they really made me wish I had known this Ralph guy that they were talking about, because he seemed like a really great dude. And I was like, wow, those three, when they get some heavy tearjerker kind of scenes, they always deliver. Did anybody watch this episode? I know we were celebrating Jace's birthday, but did any of y'all catch Flash last night?
I did not catch Flash last night. Sorry.
No worries. Chief, how about you?
I caught it.
You're lovely. What'd you think about this episode, man?
Well, first of all, let me just get to the fact that how come I wasn't celebrating Jason's birthday? Okay. We'll talk about that soon.
We'll talk about that after the show.
Now, this Flash joint. So, the main thing for me, man, is this dude is supposed to be all-knowing, quote-unquote, smart, this, that, and the third. And it looked like at some point he was about to use that potion to keep his wife in check.
Right.
Right? So, but then she came and said something to him like she was feeling him, and he put it away, right?
Yep.
Now, let me ask y'all this. We've all been around women at this time and about this point in our lives. You know that you've got to take a little time out for your woman.
Right.
You know this. You know this. Especially if your woman that's all your woman is talking about. So, if she's like, baby, we need to go out, I want to go out, can we go out? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You do the things for your woman so the household stays happy.
Can stay happy, that's right.
Because the minute that your woman is displeased with anything,
you're unhappy.
That disrupts the Shangri-La of your household. And let me tell you, that can be some rough coming home from work to that situation. That's when you're sitting out in the car in front of the house, don't want to go in. Like, damn. How am I going to straighten this out? All right.
Or trying to find a happy hour that goes till 9.
Right. So, this is the thing. Now, you know what move Flash is going to make. You know what people are going to do. You know this. But you don't know that your woman is needing some attention from you? Now, if you don't need her, kill her and be done with it. But obviously, you need her. You don't. Of course, at this point in time, we realize DeVoe has never been in love with that woman. But at the same time, you need her. So you would think that on any level that you would be trying to keep her happy. So I couldn't figure that out. I was like, well, dude, you know everything. I guess maybe it's like some kind of, guy who's had his head in books all his life and he meets a girl, has no clue. But like DeVoe, this has been your wife. You've been living with her. You know her. I mean, she's in the middle of the laboratory with her favorite dress on.
Your favorite dress?
Yeah, your favorite dress. That's right. And you push her away. So
as if he didn't see her in the dress.
Yeah. He was just like, hey, look, I done told you, woman. I expected he was like, what's my man? Ike Turner. I done told you, woman. Get that dress off. You trying to help Ike. So he did that. Right. The second thing was,
okay,
at some point, Barry always seems to go into a funk after a teammate dies or somebody dies, right?
Yo,
so
the therapist rattled off like 80 people who got killed. It was like, geez, this is season 4. Why are so many people dead?
Well, and not only that, dude, at some point you got to get used to the process at some degree, right?
I mean,
you get hard.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, think about when you watch the news now, and you watch the news, and it takes a really messed up news report for you to be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because
it takes when you hear about somebody's a kid or something like that. Because otherwise, game, dude, it's like
right. At some point, you're just like, oh, okay, well that's normal because that's what happens every day. So after 80 people, you got to deal with the emotions somehow. You know what I mean? Granted, everyone hurts. But like this dude has been holding on to his feelings. They're like they hold on to their feelings with it. And I'm like, Barry, man, you've been through this. This is what happened. Hell, this is the first guy you didn't lose this season. Everybody has been lost this season. When you looked at that board, and they showed the board several times last night, DeVoe had killed every one of those people on the board. You have lost. You have failed every point this season. Not one point, and it's funny because I went to this episode thinking, oh, well, shoot, we just going to see DeVoe grab this dude at the end of the episode, too. I was surprised that the dude made it out. I guess they didn't have no use for a nuclear DeVoe, right? Or Devereaux or whatever his name is. So anyways, so that was that. You know what I mean? As far as Captain Cold, I don't know. I'm not sure why they keep bringing him back. And this Cisco, and this, trying to figure out how to make the thing work. Now, this dude put on the thing with the antimatter. It basically was going to make him relearn his whole life over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, instead of telling Cisco what happened, you let him put on the helmet? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of friend is that?
I wouldn't say
I would tell my man, like, listen, right. Hey, listen, I put on the helmet to mess me up. Don't try it. He's like, yo, I'm going to sabotage it. No, man, that's not good enough. You need to go ahead and tell him. It makes you stupid after a while. What else happened on the show? The damn tuning fork. If they have another episode with that damn tuning fork, I swear for Lord, I am going to stop watching Flash forever. I mean, because it didn't work last episode. Remember this? He hit the tuning fork. It didn't work. So the first thing you do is grab the tuning fork. I'm like, what are you doing with the tuna? Can you grab the tuna fork? I'm like, why you got the tuna fork?
It's definitely not going to work because of Ralph. Okay.
Right.
I got one question.
Just last week.
All right, Jace, what's your question?
Has this show, like, has DeVoe gotten dumber since the break? Because, like,
yes.
Early season, like, when he was, he was, like, plotted everything, was able to switch bodies, like, but since that break, it's just like, oh, I don't see this blind spot. It's like, at least say his blind spots are caused by him getting these new personalities.
Right.
They kind of introduced something this episode to address your question. I'll let you see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm watching it after this podcast is over. So okay.
Same. Yeah. Okay. Good. Because I'm like, now he wasn't the short runner for being one of the best in the Arrowverse next to Adrian Chase because of that whole plotting. I mean, this dude was like 20 chess moves ahead, like Adrian Chase. Now this dude's like, nah, I'm far behind. Let me just keep my girl in check with this time loop situation with her. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
mm-hmm.
But I guess I should watch this episode to see how they address all of that.
I think they do a pretty decent job with it. So that's what's going on that end. On Arrow, we followed up probably the best episode of the season with a look at Ricardo Diaz, Richie the Dragon. I know you didn't like it, Jays, but I thought as a villain character study, it was decent. The only thing about the episode I did not like was why we needed to focus any time on Felicity and Curtis. And once again, with that whole new Team Arrow was right, old Team Arrow betrayed them, and they're in the wrong. And I just can't get over. Anytime they reference the whole fight between the two teams, they can't show what happened to Renee without showing the dude going full on Jason, grabbing hatchets and axes to go after Oliver, and Oliver kicks him. I don't understand what we're supposed to think Oliver's supposed to do. Just let Renee hack away at him? Because all sympathy is lost when a dude grabs an axe and starts charging at me. That's sorry. There's a last.
The former leader of the
former
leader of the League of Assassins with an axe.
Yeah,
I dig it. I dig that.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, get out of here with that. And
this was not the episode to watch. After, while doing the sleep-deprived newborn baby thing. I was like, I'll catch up. Oh, I'm up anyway. You know what I mean? I'm up anyway.
Right.
He's up. I'm up. Let's go. Nah, we both fell asleep on this joint, man. That's a cute picture of us sleeping in front of the TV, watching Arrow. Like, damn.
Like, what's happening in this episode?
Yeah.
Man,
there was not an episode last season you would have fallen asleep on. That's the real thing. Like this, like you say, character development. It's like this guy, no matter, even with that episode, it didn't make him feel like he wasn't sympathetic. He's not a magnanimous personality. It's like he's a 2-second villain. Like just throw an arrow at him and be done. Like, come on.
That has been the big thing with him. He is he's such a long ball player that Oliver Diggle should have taken him out a long time ago. They shoot him with an arrow, put him in jail, and he's done. But they've managed to drag this out for a whole season without really showing why he's such a good bad guy. At least Kate and James had technology and hacker skills and superpower of hackerism to escape out of anything. And how is the city still running with no money?
Right. Well, look at Detroit.
Everybody's coming to work knowing they're not getting paid, but it's okay. I want to do my thing. Come on.
That sounds like Baltimore. Exactly. Anyways.
Hey,
there's tax revenues coming in every day. There's sales tax coming in. Come on.
All right, so that's the Arrowverse shows for this week. I gave you guys an assignment based off of Jovon's interesting throwaway comment that I thought would make for a fun feature on tonight's show. We've got a Mask cartoon coming. F. Gary Gray is lined up to direct it, and we've even got a Bumblebee spinoff starring John Cena. I think that's coming next year. Maybe it's this year. I don't know. I have no interest in watching any more of the Michael Bay Transformers universe, but it is coming. So I asked you guys, hey, give me your pitch for an 80s cartoon that you want to see made into a live action blockbuster movie. Your budget is no option. And if you went as far as I did, you can even pitch to me your director you want to see do it, your cast, whatever you got. So let's start off with Jovon.
Cool. I chose two Inhumanoids, and I think I'll start with Inhumanoids. Inhumanoids was such, if y'all remember Inhumanoids, man, it was such a weird
you gotta
cartoon.
pitch it. You gotta be like, this is why Inhumanoids.
This is why?
Yeah, man, you gotta act like nobody knows what's going on with Inhumanoids. You gotta let our listeners who have no idea who Inhumanoids are, what that's about.
Who Inhumanoids are, okay. So, for those of you who don't know, the Inhumanoids were based on the premise of the cartoon. They were geologists. They studied the Earth and the Earth's core, and they drilled to the center of the Earth and found out that there was a whole world going on down there with monsters and all kind of geological nightmares happening. And they made it to the surface world, and they had the technology and build the technology to fight this looming threat, this new concept as a cartoon, because it, unlike other cartoons,
say that last bit again. I kind of lost you.
Okay, unlike other, they had the technology, the geologists, available to them to fight this threat. Now, unlike other 80s cartoons, which made it such an interesting cartoon, is that the episodes of Inhumanoids weren't wrapped up with a little neat bow and, okay, next week we're going to fight some new baddies. No, this was a continuous fight against the same enemy, because that's what the show was about, fighting this unstoppable force and the fight to do so. And a season, Inhumanoids lasted about 4 seasons, but throughout the 4 seasons, it was a constant fight against this enemy, and it never lost you. It never got tiresome or tedious. I think it would make for a good movie, because you could focus, the source material is right there. You could focus on a season of Inhumanoids, which would be the final season when they finally defeat it. If you just mashed up the elements, it works because, one, it's sci-fi. It's cool as hell. The tech that was available, or the tech that they made available in the series of the cartoon, was cool. It made for instant toys. It made for instant marketing. It was unfortunate that it came out during the era of Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Robotech, you name it. If you didn't grow up in the 80s, dude, you missed out, because we had it. Seriously, we had it, dude. He-Man, Silverhawks, you name it. We had it going on. And unfortunately, Inhumanoids was just one of the cartoons that were around that were popular to a degree, but weren't as popular as the other major phenomenons that were out during that time. Be it, like I said, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Silverhawks. You name it. My second is, do y'all remember Cops? Of course you know. COPS, Cops.
Yeah.
Right? We remember Cops. Cops was about futuristic police force, and name your major city, USA, fighting the big boss crime syndicate and all of his cronies that fell underneath of him. And the Cops unit was full of these super futuristic cops led by Bulletproof, who was a brother, one of the first action hero cartoon brothers out there, right? Mm-hmm. He led this unit of futuristic cops. And it was so cool because unlike other cartoons, it dealt with some pretty adult themes for children, like drug addiction, sexual abuse, abduction, all of these things. It was a glorified PSA for real, but it was so damn cool because it was action packed. And not only was the animation cool, but the action was fun. This is I don't know how I don't know how well it would translate to today, but I think Cops is definitely one of those. If you gave it the makeover, the modern makeover, you could turn it into an hour and a half, quick, easy movie. Definitely.
And those bad guys were so good, and
yeah, they were.
And they had all those gimmicks, like the dude, the guy who was dressed up like the '40s gangster, and his chest came down and machine guns popped out. I mean, that's just, and everybody had cool looks, so the visuals alone would probably get people interested in it. But yeah, I'd pay to watch that one. All right, so those were two good choices.
Song too.
Oh, of course. Can't change that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right, Gunner, how about you?
Oh, okay. Hard to follow that one, but I was gonna go with, of course, the easy one. But let me pitch this one here.
All right.
Silverhawk. I actually believe Silverhawk would be a better movie than the second one I had in mind. This is why I'm moving that to number 2, which is quite Voltron. Silverhawks, though. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got escaped space monster called Monstar. He's a mobster, and they have all these policemen that come up. You already had one on the space station, and they kind of recruited a whole bunch of awesome cops. They could be, nowadays, of course, they could be like military cats, because there was a lieutenant colonel and whatnot, commanders here and there, so it could be all military cats. Who knows what you want to do with that? But anyway, they all get called up. They like train like astronauts, only they get, these bionic metal parts with these weapon birds. And if you remember the toys, every toy came with a bird and the whole command station, and they all would launch out of this one plane, because this one country cat that had a guitar that couldn't really sprout wings. All the other cats could sprout wings.
Bluegrass.
This dude gets Bluegrass, yes, Lieutenant Bluegrass, of course, because you got to have a country dude. Then he had this alien copper kid who was already kind of an alien, I guess. I don't know, but he was from another planet, but he was also like, fitted with this kind of outfit. Then you had those loose characters that everybody liked seeing back then too. Well, those toys went crazy.
Yeah.
Flashback, the green joint. Remember the green dude? Flashback.
Yep.
He used to be able to time travel. It was awesome, right? He had a cyclone dude. I think it was a Moonstriker, something like that. Moonstriker.
Yep.
Then you had the brother. The brother was the one that my parents are like, "Oh, you broke it? Here's another one." Like he was. He was a gold one, right? He was a brother, and apparently he had
Hot Wing.
Hot Wing was awesome. He had the bird gyro, man. Dude, that dude was killer. He had to like recharge his powers every 14 years, so of course he's back. That was the excuse of why he wasn't the original 5 or 6, but he was always around too, man. I was like, all right, I'm good. Like, you could go crazy with this, man. I mean, name your director, anybody but Michael Bay or James Cameron, but you can give this to Disney. Actually, the cartoon, I think, became a comic book that was owned by Marvel. I'll look that up in a second.
It is. I'm looking at it right now.
Was it a Marvel? Okay.
It was Marvel.
Oh, okay.
It was Marvel, part of their Star Comics line. But yeah.
Yeah. So, hello, Disney. They can give it to Disney. You can give it to anybody. Shoot. At that point, you could go.
Make it happen.
Cinematic universe.
I didn't say who I would want to direct the film, the adaptations I chose. Real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Real quick. Anybody who could get a PG-13 rating. Because even though, these were cartoons from the 80s, you kind of need a PG-13. Up the ante on them, And as far as directors are concerned, it doesn't have to be anybody big, just somebody who can understand the source material and try and make it translate into the screen. Make it translate. That's all I ask. That's it.
Good deal. Gunner, did you have a second one?
Yeah, I do have a second one. But I think you can take the source material all together with Silverhawks and just throw it on the screen. As long as it's like cinematically great, you will be good to go here,
Yeah.
So I'll be cool with that. Like I said, anybody in the Marvel in that gets the Marvel Cinematic paycheck can probably do it. Anybody that's directed Daredevil, for instance, you know what I mean? Anybody. I mean, shoot, they got it. I'm not worried about Marvel, Disney Marvel. So that's that. The second one, Voltron. That's the easy one. The one with the lions, not the spaceship, not the damn cars, which I didn't even know about until y'all just texted that to me before. I was like, what? There were car coach Voltrons? Isn't that what was all happening on Transformers when they were trying to compete back in the day? What the hell? Anyway, which had like 1 billion pieces too. I'm like, nah, I just need these 5, and then maybe the guys that go in them, and I'm cool. Guys and gals that goes in them, I'm cool, right? So Voltron, they did a cartoon movie. You know what I mean? They did like a cartoon movie with them and the spaceship one, and it was kind of a convoluted situation. And of course, we have the new Netflix series, which is freaking awesome. I was skeptical because I'm like, don't mess with my childhood, but they're killing it, right? You know what I mean? Like, on that 3rd season, it's really awesome. A live action Voltron.
Wait, they got a live action Wait, what?
No, it's not a live action. It's a newer cartoon.
Not yet, but it's coming.
Okay.
I'm sure it's coming, and unfortunately, some of these kids in these other generations may not know that their Power Rangers was, a
rip-off,
a Chinese or Japanese bootleg of Voltron, which was already, I thought, Japanese. But moving on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like whatever. They just kept bootlegging their own stuff, but Voltron was a hit over here, and they couldn't. I don't know. They tried to do, I don't know, the Zords and the whole, the whole plot is just like Voltron, and I was still annoyed by it.
I'm sorry. It's whack. Don't be afraid to say it. It is a rip-off, and it's whack, and they should be ashamed.
And then the way they kept recycling it, it's samurai. It's whatever the Dino was the first one.
Dinos.
Yeah, but the first one were dinosaurs. So whatever. The only reason I watched that show, the original run, the first couple, was because, you got a brother in there, and it was basically like Voltron. I'm cool with that, right? But I was like, I'll deal with it because we got no Voltron. Then they kept overplaying it, and these people kept saying, this is great. I'm like, have y'all never seen Voltron? Like, what's wrong with you people? So, I don't know, man. So, shout out to old girl who passed away, the Yellow Ranger, Power Ranger. She, got in a bad car accident, the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really bad about that one because she was, seemed like one of the coolest actors. Everybody else looked like a dick, so. Yeah.
Didn't Tommy, the White Ranger, get into trouble for doing, porn or something like that with cats or something?
Something like that, and then somebody got arrested. Somebody tried to beat up. Red Ranger tries to step to somebody. And I was like, what?
Hey, man.
Yeah, y'all wilded out.
Childhood stars.
They just wild out. Yeah, they wild out, man. I mean, different strokes for different strokes. Yeah, that was a pun. So, hey. But yeah, Voltron. I don't know if I have a director. Anybody but Michael Bay, although I'll probably give it to Michael Bay.
No! He has wiped his ass enough with our childhood. He doesn't get another shot at it.
No more 80s movies for you. Jace, what are your picks?
I'm going to go with my strongest pitch here. We have Defenders of the Earth. Nice. We have Flash Gordon going against Ming the Merciless, world dominator, conquered systems of galaxies. So we have a team of heroes who have helped fight and stop the onslaught of Ming's advance. We're not going to talk about the whole comic book the cartoon where they had the kids involved, which was every time you saw the kids, you're just like, all right, you guys got to go. And we fast forward.
Taking away from the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got Phantom, you got Flash Gordon, got the brother, which I'm blanking on my head right now.
Come on, man, just think of the song. Lothar. Defenders
of the Earth.
Come on, man.
I was going to say Lothar, but I'm like,
Mandrake,
from Thundercat. Yeah, Mandrake, you got Mandrake the Magician. I mean, it was like you had guys there was always a point where none of them were so strong that they could beat Ming by themselves, which, going back to our Supergirl, but all 4 of them together could stop them. So it makes for a good movie that, some of us have seen Flash Gordon as kids, but you could introduce kind of a little bit of Flash Gordon and he saved us all. But some of y'all will get that reference a little more on Thursday. But there's like a lot of stuff. I mean, like that's a fun show. Like, hey, you got some good, little interesting characters. Put a little bit of development in the first part, and you can make a fun movie.
Chief, what's your choice?
All right. Well, as you know, I couldn't really think of something. I thought of two. So the first one takes place up in the clouds. About a bunch of bears that care.
You know how many movies they did like that?
Each bear has a symbol on its chest signifying. Hello?
I'm liking this pitch right here.
Okay. Signifying what feeling it will give you. So some bears have a heart, others have rainbows, so on and so forth. Now, when you're feeling angry, lonely, whatever, as long as you're not having a good day, these bears will come down from that cloud in a little cloudmobile and arrive to your house and make you feel better. Like their chest will project a feeling into you and give you that feeling so that you can go on and do what you need done. And they're called Care Bears. Now, these bears, man, they're not scary bears, because you think of the bears, you're thinking of 6'8", 8'6", 500 pounds, claws, they will eat you. No, these are not that type of bears. Think of gummy bears, not the cartoon gummy bears, also a good one.
Also
good. Here and there and everywhere. But these bears here, you cannot eat. They're not edible. They are friends, like your teddy bear. Think Teddy Ruxpin that has a emblem on his chest that makes you feel good.
Or Ted that doesn't cuss.
Well, yeah. So now they come down, and what this setting is going to be is post-apocalyptic world. Everybody's feeling down, and there's one kid who's down there who can turn it around. But he's depressed. He's lost his family. They've been burned at 5,000 degrees Celsius. They're done. So he's just in a depression. But he has the knowledge to bring the world back together again. So these bears have to come down, give this man and the people around him hope, spirit, flavor, in order for him to bring about the new world. Care Bears care. And enough of them hit you at enough times, they can get you going. So that's my first one. Now, I don't know who I'm going to get to play or direct. I would like the guy who did Black Panther directed, but we can't have everything. You know what I mean? And my second one, as you well know, is I've always been a fan of Thundar the Barbarian. Now, Thundar was a slave in a world where, matter of fact, as the show came on, the cartoon came on, you saw the moon crack in half, and that always scared me. And so they're living in this world with the slaves. Thundar breaks free along with his men, I think Oogla. And this chick named Ariel or something like that. Anyways, they give Thundar the sun sword, Oogla like the muscle, and the female, she's like a sorceress. And they go on adventures and start helping people out. Now I'd like to see Tom Hardy as Thundar. Oogla could be the Rock. If Dario has Ariel.
Alexandra Daddario.
Mm-hmm. hmm And so they said this is another post-apocalyptic world where they just run around defeating enemies, getting in the business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Good old-fashioned killing. You know what I mean? And that, you know, that's what I want to see. I want to see Thundar with the Sun Sword cut somebody in half. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm going with mine. I think it'll be a good show. We could make it really good, make it really interesting. You know, Thundar has his saying. You know, he's got his battle cry. It's gonna be real good, man. And those are my two. You know what I mean? Those are my two.
Good choices.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to wrap this up here. I just chose one. I decided to go way off the traditional path on this. I was looking this up, and this show only had 65 episodes, which back in our golden age of cartoons was just one season. It's crazy. That would be at least 3 today's, but now 65 episodes is only good enough for one season. And I'm taking a look at all the big properties going on right now. So we got The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, we've got zombies, and everybody loves a good action movie, and we like bikes, we like cars. I'm going with a cartoon called Spiral Zone. And Spiral Zone was another post-apocalyptic worlds on end kind of thing. Basically, the premise of this was this professor, his name was Professor Bent. He had these zone generators that he came up with, and basically what it did was put everyone who was in the zone, it made them mindless. And as a sign of their mindful drone status, they got these patches, these little rashes, these red marks under their eyes. They look kind of like zombies, which is about as close as you could get to having realistic looking zombies in an 80s cartoon. Now, so because he had this crew, he called them the Black Widows, and so they were Bandit, Duchess Dyer, Razorback, and Reaper. So those are pretty cool names for a bad guy crew. And they all kind of ran around and had these zones, and the Spiral Zone, the heroes on this, they would go around and try to destroy the zones and free the people from these zones, and they'd get clear to their little infections or whatever. And the Spiral Zone commanders were led by Commander Dirk Courage. You can't get a better name than that for a hero in an 80s cartoon. And he had like this international crew. Back in the 80s, we were all about diversity. So he had a Russian, he had a German, Master Sergeant Tank Smith, Lieutenant Hero Taka. He had a brother, Lieutenant Max Jones, and a Russian, Corporal Katerina Anastasia. So that was his crew. And they would run around in these cool bikes, and they had these camouflage outfits and these cool helmets. So it was like this soldier deal where they go around and fight the Black Widows on their bikes. And it was it was very different from all the 80s cartoons of that time frame. But I think it would play really big now. So I've got some of my cast lined up. For Commander Dirk Courage, I'm going to go with my man, Aaron Eckhart. Because I need somebody a little bit older who can look like that world-weary guy. Aaron Eckhart is Harvey Dent from Dark Knight. So I got him as my lead. For Tank Smith, I'm going to go with Dave Bautista because I need that heavy, big-looking dude. For Hiro Taka, I'm going to go with Ludi Lin. If any of you all saw the Power Rangers movie, he was the Asian Black Ranger. He's cool, and I would definitely want to have somebody cool in that role. And Max Jones, I'm going to go with Trevante Rhodes. He was the dude from Moonlight. He was the grown-up version of the main character. And for Katerina Anastasia, I'm going to go with Kate Mara because she can be cold and distant and play off that Russian scientist pretty well. And from a bad guy overlord, I'm going with Mads Mikkelsen. He was the father in Rogue One, the bad guy in Casino Royale. For my director, this one was easy and obvious. It was right there for me. I'm going to go with Joseph Kosinski. He directed Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman in Oblivion. And that's just that whole movie anyway. It's just making more action in it. So Spiral Zone is my pitch. I'm going to put a whole bunch of money to it. I'm going to plaster it all over everything. I got my guns, my Spiral Zone outfits. I'm going to sell them at Target. And I'm going to have my Spiral Zone infection makeup kits for just in time for Halloween. And I'm going to let all the money roll in. And Disney can watch out. Those are my picks. All right, great job, guys. I said I did want to go through real fast all the big news going on. Gunner, there has been a lot of talk lately with The Simpsons with Apu. There was a documentary, The Problem with Apu, which brought to light all that.
Yeah.
So, which, you know, is messed up because Apu's one of my favorite characters, and it's like, darn it, man, that sucks. Hank Azaria, who voices Apu, said he's willing and happy to step aside voicing the character after all these problems have been brought to light. What do you think about this? What's your take on the whole controversy? You know, just what's your take on it?
Well, I mean, it was like finding out that the dude from Short Circuit wasn't Indian either, right? Like, the dude was in brownface. Like, the dude...
Fisher Stevens was in brownface.
2 movies. This cat was in brownface. So here I am looking at a pool, like, at least they drawn this cat. I hope they got an Indian dude. There's a freaking British cat. So I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm glad I saw that documentary. Like, you know, it was on me and my wife's joint calendar because she was like, yo, we gotta watch this. So like, all right. So I'm watching it. I'm like, yo, this is messed up. So yeah, he needs to step aside. And that was such a good thing. I thought his first reaction was like, screw it. But I guess he stepped aside finally. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's gonna play him now? Hopefully, like, well, Aziz probably needs a little pep up after that situation. But I don't know, get somebody on there that actually is Indian. But then maybe like, I don't know. The whole character is kind of stereotypical.
Yeah, I know. It's
like the guy's got a
like, geez.
So I don't know, man.
Right. It's like,
For our whole generation now, we've called whatever in that gas station, Circle K, you know, whatever it was, Mexico. It was a Quickie Mart no matter which way. I'm going to Quickie Mart, you know, it's 7-Eleven. The joint is bled into our culture. We're just all freaking racist, quite frankly, when it comes to Indian people and gas stations and stuff, man. I mean, dang, look at Barbershop, man.
yeah.
Indian dude running the gas station in the hood, married to a black chick, but he's still an Indian dude, right? Like, I don't know, man. It made me feel some kind of way, like, yo, I just messed up. I'm calling out all these white folks, and what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, dang. So, yeah, you know, that's a good idea, but, I mean, are they going to change the whole character? I mean, the whole thing, I mean, this dude's got 1 million babies. Like, every stereotype you can think of, any foreigner, quite frankly, any dark-skinned foreigner, they just threw on a poop.
Right.
So, I don't know. Are they going to fix that? I don't think they can. So, I think it's a good gesture. But what are they going to do? Like, it doesn't change anything, right?
It doesn't change anything. It's a rubber stamp. I'm sorry to interject, man, but it's
no,
like,
it's
look,
just, I'm saying the same thing. Yeah.
When do we get so offended by everything? Stop it already.
Hey, man, if
America,
I was Indian and that was my only
offended.
hold up, and that was my only depiction of me, like, they get less represented than we do, and we always die at every film, man. Like,
the Simpsons represent every negative quality of white people there are.
they're not white.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? They still get that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
Let's stop already. Let's stop being offended by the wind being. Come on, let's stop it.
If that's my only character being depicted, man, I'm good, man. I'm like, I'd be mad as hell for like ever. You know what I mean? That was in childhood too, man. Everybody's calling you a poo. Like, that would be messed up. I don't know, man. I don't like it. Like me. I wore glasses. I was Urkel from like whenever that Bama was on the goddamn show to probably right now. So right
it
now,
built character and wit. It built character and wit. Hey, I can guarantee you kids right now aren't calling each other, calling the Indian kid a poo, because kids today don't watch The Simpsons. They don't.
That's a good point.
They don't. So now we getting offended. Go to hell. I'm sorry.
Oh, mind that. I mean,
everybody.
Hey, there's a platform for it now. Back then, ain't no platform for it.
I'm tired of everybody. Child molesters have a platform now, Gunner. Child molesters have a platform. Yes, they do. They have a defamation league now, dude. They have an anti-defamation league now for child molesters. NABLA and the people who fight, they are lawyers who fight for their rights. With that said, everybody's got an anti-defamation. Look, it's a cartoon. It's a long-running cartoon. Indian Americans, there are a lot more things to be offended by than just Apu, okay? Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, but they've been saying the same thing about
Be black for a day. Be black for a day. Be Mexican for a day. Be Mexican for a day.
But,
so stop.
They be saying the same thing about us. Yo, look, I mean, didn't Hollywood Shuffle teach us, like, we got, like, one depiction of us, maybe 4 now.
Yeah, and
right?
that's changed
4.
how much
and they're all
since the 30
on
years since that movie came on. That's changed how much since the 30 years since that movie debuted.
Not that much.
I'm not saying it's
right.
right.
We got, like, 4.
What I'm saying is, it's for comedic effect. This is not. Look, everybody knows that Apu is not the representation of all Indian Americans or all Indians. Period. It's a cartoon.
Do they? How many white folks have elected Donald Trump for president just for saying crazy stuff? Come on, man. I don't believe that these people. There are that many stupid people in this country. We need to rethink how we think that people think. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's my thought.
I get what you're saying, but changing the cartoon character Apu isn't going to become a mass awakening of the people. That's not going to change anything.
It's pointless in this lip service and it's crap. I believe that. I'm with you on that. But
so why are we even having the discussion? You know what I mean?
I'm not going to say that dudes shouldn't be offended by a depiction of a culture that's actually.
No, I'm not saying that they don't have the right to be offended at all. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we live in an offended. No, what I'm saying is that we live in a culture of offense where everything is offensive. Everything is offensive. But here's the thing about that. If you're going to be offended by everything that goes on or every depiction of everyone, then you might as well close off all of your media. You might as well close it all off, because whether you notice it or not, the overt depiction of you as a stereotype or stereotypical of your race isn't the worst you have to worry about. It's the hidden agendas behind it. Like when you see all the representation of interracial couples, whether it be in the commercials you watch, whether it be in the ads you watch for the new ads you see on the new housing development or urban development, gentrification bullshit, prefab apartment complex or townhomes you see, when they depict the interracial couple, who is it? A black woman and a white man, right? These are the things you need to worry about. It's the covert. It's covert. We need to be worried about the covert, not the overt. That's not what you need to worry about. Because that's jokes.
It's all one thing, dude. It's all one big freaking ball of crap. It's all
that's jokes. If that's the case,
all right,
we got to close it all down. Close shop then.
Representation.
And do you really want
all right. Jace and Chief, I got one for both of y'all. Let's see here. All right, so with Avengers Infinity War hype back up and putting all the attention on Marvel, all things Marvel, the popular question of an all-female Avengers movies come out. Jace, let's hear from you first, and then we'll hear from Chief.
No. I think I want to let that one go to Chief. I mean, he's just got such a poignant way to say this.
I can't wait to see an all-female Avenger movie. It will be the greatest. I can't wait till they bring it out.
Over. Jace, how about you?
Good answer.
Okay. I wouldn't. Like Ruth said, they're gonna make a good movie. I'll watch it. So I got no problem. Who you cast? Just make it quality and have a storyline behind it.
Good deal. All right, fellas. Well, lots of options this week. Fellas, who is your TV dummy of the week? Let's start with Jace.
the number one resident of the sunken place, Kanye West.
To do the battle. I don't know what's wrong with this dude.
He's a hammerhead shark, man.
Dude. The Kardashian women do something to dudes. It just drives them crazy.
They got the Badu effect, man.
No, you can't put that on Badu. I was gonna say that.
I can't.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I retract.
Badu, they got nothing on Badu. I don't know what they doing to these brothers, man. Badu was just look. I just want some babies and a new album based off of my horror.
Hey, Badu had pants and a kufi though.
Right, man. He better
catch his mask and some fur pants.
My choice?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's put me on the spot. I hadn't even gave it any thought, but I'm gonna have to go with Martian Manhunter. I mean, as far as television show, I didn't go real life, but television show, I was that whole scene amazed me. That everybody was getting killed and he was just calmly talking to his pops like they were in the living room. Hey pops, man, you you need to put this bracelet on. You haven't look what it's doing to the people around you. You know, everybody's tripping right now. That's because of you. Now let's put the bracelet on. Come on. I was just like, is he just that's it? You're not gonna just slap it on him, get the man under control, or even Supergirl coming up behind him, hitting him in the back of the head, knocking him out.
All right, fellas, that's going to do it on this one. Time to wind this bad boy down. All right, so that's everything on that episode. Stay tuned because we're going to have a very special episode where we officially break down all our spoilers to Avengers Infinity War. So don't be alarmed if you see back-to-back episodes coming up on the site very soon. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I don't have a whole lot else to say because I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody thinks about Infinity War. So this episode of Lyles Movie Files has been filed.